morning, Lucas County job seekers, and welcome to Ohio Means Jobs, Lucas County Jobs in the 419. I can officially say now we're in 2025, so Happy New Year. In our last podcast, we had discussed resolutions, New Year's resolutions, as a matter of fact. And one of the things that is a foundation of all resolutions is going to be your attitude. It's very important to keep that in check as you move on in your day-to-day resolution in 2025. I think it's important to understand that your attitude really affects all aspects of your life, your interactions with other people, also in your work environment and in your social interactions. So what I want to talk a little bit about is there's some really important things that are important as you move on in keeping that attitude in check. And one of them is going to involve discipline. I mean, it's very critical that you make a definite determination to be focused and be disciplined in your approach to your day-to-day process as you approach 2025. So there's 10 simple disciplines that I think are very important, and one is to be aware of your attitude at all times. Don't just let it happen, pay attention to it. Refocus and reframe. When your attitude becomes impulsive or negative, it's time to keep that in check and say, hey, what can I do to turn this situation around? And these are mental things that you need to work on yourself. And if others are available to point that out to you, you might be beneficial to hear some of these things because it gives you an opportunity to change. Also be aware of the things that tend to trigger or disrupt an attitude in you. You might want to anticipate, plan ahead, because you never know what you might encounter, and it's always good to at least have some notion about what you might be getting into. Manage your internal stories and scripts. Sometimes we have to do a lot of self-talk. Not always do people give us a pat on the back. We may have to do that positive self-talk for ourselves. So it's going to be one of those opportunities for you to practice that and put that into a day-to-day practice for yourself. And you want to be good at it too. When there's a problem, acknowledge it. Also, stop the blame, complaining, and defensiveness. It's easy to blame and it's easy to complain, but how can we change that and turn that around? Again, attitude is going to determine whether or not we see something as going AWOL or we have a chance to turn that around. Turn off the TV every once in a while. Invest some time in yourself. We don't want to be living the life of other people. We need to live our life. And if we take time to spend the opportunity to find more out about ourselves and those around us, it may help us see things in a different light. Start every day off with time of reflection and preparation. Be disciplined. Take a few minutes in the morning, whether you're having coffee or your smoothie or whatever it is you're trying to do. Just sit down in some quiet place and take a few moments to appreciate who you are and what you have going for you. And then also be patient. Be tough, but it takes time to build a winning attitude. As I mentioned, we're in the first few weeks here of 2025, so we've got several more 100 days to work on this proposition to ourselves to make sure that we can get in check. And then also keep things in perspective. We never want to lose sight of the big picture. Sometimes we see what's just in front of us and it's not always optimistic, but if we look at some opportunities down the road and we see the bigger picture that presents itself with some significant changes that might really be impactful for your life. So this information that I gathered together for you today is from F3 Focus 3, it's called. So there's the letter F and then 3 and Focus 3, the word. It's called The Power of Attitude. And if you want to look that up, there's additional information that I think will supplement what I just brought to your attention. Take what works, leave the rest on the table. It's entirely up to you because after all, I really don't know much about you. We've just met on these podcasts. So if there's anything that works for you, please go ahead and put it into your New Year's resolution for 2025. Now, today I'm flying solo, so my wing person is not with me. He's out in the community doing some fabulous service as an outreach specialist, so I hope you don't mind my wingman, Ron Jones, not being with me today, but I'm going to be presenting the hot jobs. And today we have several different positions that I'd like to present. On our list that came out for January in 2025, we had a significant number of positions available. So you're going to want to make it a point to either come into the center, visit our Facebook page to see the extensive list that we have online. I'm just going to be giving you a general overview of a few jobs. So I want you to take the opportunity to investigate the list. And I also want you to pay attention to the expiration dates on the jobs, because some of these do expire in February, even out as far as March. So please take a few minutes to check those out when you go online. But the first hot job that I have is a warehouse loader position, and it is a full-time position. And you're going to be reporting to the operations manager, or the warehouse manager. So this is a position where you're going to be actively loading, repackaging, taking inventory, and then maintaining the work environment. It also requires a significant number of packages and cases and things that need to be lifted on a continual basis. So there's some physicality in this job. And we're looking at these cases ranging from 25 to 45 pounds in nature, and this is repeated throughout the workday. Also, the other thing besides the cases being moved, you're going to be loading and unloading trucks. So there's going to be attention to detail, because you have to make sure that the right orders are going on the trucks, and then whatever's coming into the warehouse has to equally be inventoried. Candidates are going to need to be able to operate a forklift or a pallet jack. And there's going to be some documentation that's required, so there's attention to detail in the occupation, and it's going to probably require a few skills that are on the computer. And have no fear, I'm sure that anybody interested in this position will be great. You must be at least 18 years of age, operate a forklift, the ability to transport the 25 pounds or more, maybe even set up some advertising displays. So we're looking at going into probably into the supermarkets and things like this, or convenience stores. And then the travel is basically about 10%. So that's not a whole lot when you look at a work week of 40 hours. It's a permanent position, and the benefits are flexible. Salary was not established, so it would be negotiable upon experience. I also have a second job that is for a second and third shift material handler. Now there's 3 full-time openings that are available with this particular company. So you're going to want to check the job order ID number at the bottom of the screen so that you're able to plug that into Ohio Means Jobs to get a little bit more information. But here we're focusing on a lot of different soft skill requirements that this particular employer is looking for. And they're seeking a team player, someone that obviously is dependable, safety conscientious, hardworking, and has great attention to detail, and the willingness to learn. Now they're saying no experience is necessary. So again, if you have these skills, we've usually been told by employers, if you possess the soft skills, we can teach you what you need to do. So the responsibilities are going to be working with a team, filling and preparing orders, and then shipping these out for customers. Now, there's going to be also operation of heavy equipment. So there will be cranes, forklifts, metal saws, shears, and lasers that are used in this operation. There's also going to be some extensive training, because there's going to need to be an opportunity to learn how these pieces of equipment operate, because I'm sure that there's going to be maintenance required, because when things are down, the line shuts down and customer orders don't get out. So individuals that not only are material handlers, I would say, but have some maintenance experience might be interested in applying for the job. This company offers competitive benefits, and they pay weekly, which is kind of interesting because most often it's bi-weekly in most settings. And they have a great benefit package, which includes dental, medical, vision, but it's available within 30 days of hire. And what's even more interesting, it's a 90-10 plan, which means 10% is what you pay and 90% is paid by the company. So that's pretty incredible. There's paid holidays and vacations. There's also tuition reimbursement. So I think for people that are looking to maybe even go back to school for training, if you're interested in these types of jobs in this type of occupation, you may want to go back to school because there's some other types of training or credentials that could maybe help you increase your opportunity for earning potential. Okay, now for those assemblers that we've had out there in the community that might be looking for work, I know we've had a number of people that are anxious to apply for some new positions in 2025 that have come to us from some other industries, so I'm putting this out here for you. This is a position that is full-time, and it requires the opportunity for someone to be on a line, quality performance, productivity, being able to troubleshoot, and also be able to provide some sort of machine setup and be able to shut down the machines. There's also going to be the opportunity to record information on a day-to-day basis regarding that productivity. So it's going to be a little bit more hands-on. So there has to be the ability to communicate effectively with the employees in the given work area, your team players as well as management, be able to follow instructions and be able to, maybe communicate those in written or oral format. And then also there's going to be some lifting requirements. Now those weren't specifically specified, but if you do decide to apply, you get lucky enough to go to the interview, remember to ask some of these additional questions because for people that could be an issue. And then also there's some, safety and OSHA requirements to this particular position. So anybody that's gone through some of the OSHA training or credentialing, this could be beneficial to place on your resumes or to at least discuss in the interview process. This particular position, the compensation is scheduled to start at $38,400 and possibly upon experience go up to $53,760. Plus, there's always this great thing that people always look for is called a discretionary bonus. So for those extraordinary performers out there, this could be an opportunity to earn even more. So check this job out. Look at the job order number here at the bottom of your screen. It's a full-time, as I mentioned, Monday through Friday, and coincidentally, there are work key scores that are associated with the position. The math, graphic literacy, and workplace documents are all at a level 4, which is a silver level certificate. And for those of you that are not familiar with the work keys, we do provide additional information about that here. We're going to show you on the screen. This is an opportunity for you to take a test through ACT, the American College of Testing. We are Lucas County WorkReady, which means that we have professed in our community to the businesses that we have people who are ready to go to work. And these levels that you see are levels that all jobs have. They fluctuate between jobs, so they're not all the same each time. So like this particular job are all 4s, but perhaps some others that you may hear about today or in the future, they're going to have different levels. So we invite you if you want to. It's free of charge. You can come on in. It's about $100 value. Call us up at the 419-213-5627 number, and we can schedule you for the work keys, WorkReady. Demonstrate to employers what you've got as far as your aptitude. Sorry, I've got a few sticky pages here today. We've got the next job, which is a shop welder, and this position is in Northwood, Ohio. They're seeking a full-time welder, and the position is not limited to just welding, obviously, but stick welding is primarily what they're looking for in the position. But the individual is going to be able to have to diagnose and troubleshoot issues that come up with different work orders or different work orders that are in progress. So this individual is going to need to be able to articulate what has to be done to a team or to the management team. They're also going to need to be able to implement other types of operational accessories along the production line if necessary, depending upon the customer's work specifications. So they're looking at 3 years of previous experience. Now, they do say that a person may need to drive a company vehicle, so they're recommending that someone have a Class B certification. They're also looking at a positive attitude and high energy individual. So this is a person, obviously, as we were talking about in our New Year's resolution, that every resolution starts with the foundational A of attitude. This is something that I think someone needs to go ahead and apply for if you have that type of soft skill. Also, clean driving record. They're looking for someone with computer knowledge in Microsoft Outlook, and then be able to interpret documents. You know, this is where that graphic literacy in workplace documents and the ACT comes in. They're going to want you to be able to look at different specifications, blueprints, things of this knowledge, and be able to interpret things. So I want you to, you know, if you feel the need to apply for a position like this and you think the work keys would be beneficial, please sign up for it. And that way you can apply for the job and then also have credentials to prove that you'd be, you know, a great candidate for the position. And then we also have with us a patient care coordinator. That's a tongue twister. PCC. That's a little bit easier to say, isn't it? Patient care coordinator. And this is a full-time position. And this is an administrative role. So what that means is the person's going to have a lot more patient contact. You know, you're going to be with patients, but it's not the same as a medical assistant or someone that's giving one-on-one attention like a physician's assistant or something. So this individual is going to coordinate the front office in a practice, and the ideal candidate's going to have a background in administration with strong computer proficiency and customer service. So if people have come to my orientation and I talk about assessments and I talk about job descriptions and the words that people put in job descriptions like being proficient, don't say that you are if you're not. It's going to be very important for you to assess your skills, especially when we're looking at the digital part of the position. We have assessments here where we can actually go into that and test whether or not you are computer proficient. Now, we also have some assessments to test your customer service ability as well, if that's going to be a requirement. But I just want to let you know that when somebody's asking for these particular requirements, we need to be sure before we put them on our resume, and we can help you do that. Some of the responsibilities are going to be that you're going to welcome the patients into the clinic. You're also going to communicate any anticipated wait times, because we've all been in doctor's offices and not always are we waited on, like right now. So this person might have to deal with people who are in a hurry, a little impatient, or are not feeling well. So they're going to need to have some of those great customer service capabilities. And then also they're going to need to be able to check in the patients and then as well as check them out and schedule additional appointments for the future. Now they're looking at someone with a minimum of a high school equivalency or a high school diploma, a valid driver's license. Also, a minimum good fit for the job is going to be determined by a skill assessment. So this again is where, you know, even though I'm talking about skill assessments, now you're hearing the employer saying that they might do a skill assessment. So rather than just go in blind and not, you know what your skill sets are, you may want to take the initial ones here at Ohio Means Jobs, so at least you know where you stand. I will tell you that most often people's glasses are never empty. They're usually half full, if not 3/4 of the way full. But at least on these assessments, you're going to know what you need to improve on. So I think it's critical that before you apply for any position, not only the PCC that I'm talking about right now, but if they do mention assessments, that you do stop by and we take a time to evaluate those, especially with your computer skills. Now, one of the things that they're looking at too is some sort of experience in a medical office, or they're looking at someone who has experience with EMR systems. I've also was able to determine that they were thinking if someone had some experience in billing and coding, that might be helpful as well. And I think it would be too. It would allow you to expand on your job duties, which could offer you an opportunity to learn more and, be more proficient, so to speak. One of the things that they did also talk about was 40 key words per minute that they would like the individual to be able to key. So that's 40 words with accuracy. Again, we can assess for that. So I want you to take the time to make application. We do feel that this company offers some great incentives. They have a competitive compensation package. And this is where they have the full, dental, medical, and vision 401k. They also talk about mentorships, which I think is really important. To me, a mentorship is similar to an apprenticeship, so you kind of earn and learn while you go. And this would be a great opportunity to get your foot in the door of a new company and be able to learn a trade that would be, helping you gain some self-sufficiency. Again, pay is going to be based on experience. They also have a student loan repayment assistance program. And so many positions we've mentioned in our podcast, we're seeing this continually start to evolve. And I think businesses are understanding that, people need to make a competitive wage, or they need to have a wage that's going to help them be sustainable. And when we have student loan debt and we need to make these payments back, it does cut into our budgets. So if we have an employer that's able to make, some assistance towards that, that's even a better thing yet. So I think it's something to be considering. So one of the things that Ron usually talks about when he's here is the calendar of events that we have coming up. And here we go. I think I've got the right side up now. So today, Ron is going to be over at the Kent Branch Library from 1 to 5. He's also going to be heading over to the Mott Branch Library on Thursday on the 16th. He'll be there at the same time as well. We will be closed on January 20th, which is Martin Luther King Day. So we will not be here at the shared campus. And then we have a financial literacy workshop that we would love to have people take advantage of. That is going to be on the 22nd from 3 to 4. Now, I don't know how many folks have participated at all in the NeighborWorks financial literacy programming, which is offered by the Financial Opportunity Center. As we're progressing through January, I know that they're going to be offering free tax preparation for individuals. So what does that mean? Well, on the wire, I've been told that people will need to go through 211 United Way in order to get on the list. Now, the tax preparers are people who are trained. They have to go through the rules and regulations of the IRS. And so they also have other people that will be going over your tax documents, so have no fear. I know they've done some great things. I've seen them in action last year, and I'm looking forward to even better year for 2025 to get these things rolling. So make it a point to contact them or at least show up at this particular seminar, and you can learn more about that and other ways to improve your financial stability for 2025. It never hurts to get back on budget and to understand how you can improve that situation. Always helps to have someone looking over it from another perspective, because otherwise sometimes we look more at our wants than our needs, more than our wants. I'm sorry, I think I got that backwards. More at our wants than our needs. I remember that my grandfather always said that to me. He said, do you need it or do you want it? And I tried to carry that through my life, most of my adult life, in working on my own budget. So let's see if we can get that moving for you here in 2025. And then Ron is going to be at the Sanger branch on January the 23rd from 1 to 5, also for people to do outreach and get support services with their resumes, or maybe perhaps with their unemployment issues, so he can get you back on track. So I want to bring up our workshops again, because if we're going to talk about assessments and we're going to talk about resumes and interviewing and soft skills, as we do most often, all of those are critical to your success in moving forward with obtaining employment. And all I'm asking is that you take an opportunity to come over to Ohio Means Jobs if you haven't done so already. You know, these workshops, we have our general orientations 3 times a week, and you can see here on the schedule when those occur. On Mondays we have those. Again, on Tuesday we present an orientation along with resume classes. And then on Tuesdays, along with the resume class, someone might be there a little bit afterwards to assist with cover letters if you need assistance, because I know that that's something they touch on. Most people don't talk about it or have to upload it anymore to some applications, but if you need help with that, the person can address that with you on Tuesdays as well. And then on Wednesdays are the soft skills presentation for workshops, and then Thursdays would be interviewing. So I think that if you have an opportunity to take a look at that and see where the weak links are in you getting prepared for your job search, make it a point to come in. You can just walk right in on any of those days and just sit in on a workshop and just soak it all in, and hopefully make a difference in your job search. So again, welcome to 2025. I appreciate you signing on today. And remember, the foundation for every change is your attitude. And start tomorrow, if not right now, today, after we end this podcast, with either refocusing, rethinking how you see today and the days to come. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Have a great day. Have a job, honey.